So you entered Cambodia with a tourist visa, and now you have to change your tourist visa to a work-related visa. This work-related visa is called an E-type visa or an ordinary visa. Once you are on an E-type visa, then you can do visa extensions. You can do a visa extension to an EB visa, which is the business visa, or you can do an E-type visa extension to an ER visa, which is a retirement visa, or you can do an E-type visa, which is a volunteer visa. It truly just depends on what status you want to be on. But the only way that you can do that is to get onto an E-type visa. Unfortunately, because you arrived on a tourist visa, you cannot change your status from a tourist visa to an E-type visa in country. You're going to have to do a visa run or a border hop. A border hop or a visa run is very common practice for all teachers in Southeast Asia. Many see this as a great adventure to get some travel time in. You get to see other countries, get another stamp in your passport, get to explore a new city. See this as a great opportunity to go and see other parts of this amazing place where you are in at this point in time. So where can you go and do a visa run? So depending on your passport and your nationality, you will decide on which is going to be the easiest for you. So the best place to go to is where you will be able to get a visa on arrival. So you can either go to Thailand, Bangkok, you can go to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, or you can go to Singapore, or you can go to Hong Kong. Visa runs are generally done to Bangkok, Singapore, or Kuala Lumpur. Our suggestion would always be to look at going to Bangkok as the travel cost will be minimal. If you are from a country where you can't get a visa on arrival for Thailand, don't worry. There is a Thai embassy here in Phnom Penh in Cambodia, so you can apply for a tourist visa, get your visa, and then travel to Thailand to go and apply for your visa itself. So how do you do it? You can either book a very low-cost airline ticket on Air Asia, or if you're going to Thailand, you can actually book a bus ticket and do a land border crossing. It truly depends on what option works best for you and what your finances will allow you. A bus ticket from, let's say, from Siem Reap to Bangkok will cost you between $25 to $50 one way. And then a flight ticket from Siem Reap to Bangkok will cost you approximately $80 to $100 one way. So it depends on what your budget will allow you. To apply for the E-type visa or the ordinary visa, your employer will need to give you certain documentation. You're going to have a copy of your passport. So please make sure that you have all of these documentation ready before you go. So a copy of your passport. You're going to need a visa application form. This you can get at the embassy directly, or you can actually go onto the embassy's website and download the visa application form directly from the website. You will need an ID or a passport photo. You're going to need to show your travel, so travel or flight itinerary, so either a bus ticket showing that you're coming back into Cambodia or a flight ticket to show that you're flying back into Cambodia. You will also need now from your employer the certificate of incorporation. So that's the company's registration documentation. It needs to have an ink stamp on it. The latest patent tax certificate also needs to have an ink stamp on it. You will need an employment contract. You will also need a company quota. Now, the company quota is a certificate which is issued by the Department of Labor, which confirms that the company is allowed to employ foreign employees. So it's a foreign employee quota certificate that your employer will need to give you. And you will also need a request letter. And the request letter, you will get a template on the embassy's website directly. So please make sure that whichever embassy you're going to go to, whether you're going to go to Bangkok, Singapore, Malaysia, or Hong Kong, that you go and look at the embassy's website just to make sure that you have all of the correct documentation. The links to all of these embassies are on the post and the blog post which was shared with you prior to you arriving into Cambodia. So just go back to that post and make sure that you go and read all of that. The cost of the visa is $35 US. So depending on which place or which destination or which country you're going to go to apply for your visa, you are going to have to pay it in the local currency. We would highly recommend that you take more than $35 with you, because sometimes there might be additional processing fees charged by the embassy. Especially if you want to have an expedited visa application, which means that you get your visa done on the same day. So there would be extra fees for that. So just take some extra money with you when you go to the embassy, just in case. Now, your visa, when your visa is issued and the sticker goes into your passport, you will see that this visa is actually valid for 3 months. It doesn't mean that it is valid for 3 months in Cambodia. The 3 months is prior to arrival in Cambodia. So, which means that if you apply for the visa, let's say in Thailand, you can go and travel for 3 months in Thailand, and then just before that visa actually expires, you can enter Cambodia. And when you enter Cambodia, that visa will be valid for 30 days. So they will stamp you for 30 days on an E-type visa. From the E-type visa, you will have to do a visa extension. You will need to do a visa extension onto an EB visa. Again, please go and read the blog post that we shared with you in terms of that, so that you have a better understanding of it, but I'll quickly just discuss it here. So a EB visa, you can either apply for a 6-month or a 12-month visa. If you do not yet have a work permit, you would not be able to apply for a 12-month EB visa. You will only be able to apply for a 6-month EB visa. So that's not a problem. If you don't have a work permit, just apply for the 6-month EB visa. Apply for your work permit. Once your work permit comes out and the 6-month EB visa expires, then you apply for the 12-month EB visa itself. In some cases, you might have arrived in Cambodia way before the course started, and you have already used a big portion of your initial tourist visa. Your tourist visa, your original tourist visa, would have been valid for initially 30 days, as I discussed earlier, and you would have been able to do a one-time extension for another 30 days. So that gives you a total of 60 days to go and do. If by the time that this 60 days are running to an end and you do not yet have an employment contract, then we would suggest that you do a simple visa run. Again, just leave the country and enter Cambodia again on another tourist visa, and then get your employment letters, and then you would do exactly the same process as a previous visa run to then go and apply for your visa at the embassy outside of the country. I really hope this will help you, and good luck with your visa runs. Thank you. Bye.